At the end of this video series, we'll be giving away some of Rob Machado's Bloom surf traction pads to one of our lucky subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed.
So what is this Ecoboard certification? How does that work with Firewire?
It's pretty simple. I guess it's a sustainable product certification standard. But the Ecoboard project is a program managed by a nonprofit called Sustainable Surf. And they basically determined that if you built a surfboard using EPS foam and epoxy bioresins, so specifically plant-based epoxy resins, if you did those two things in surfboard production, you would lower the total carbon footprint of a surfboard by about 30% compared to a surfboard built with more traditional materials. And today, in 2022, we're the only global manufacturer of surfboards that has 100% of its production for retail worldwide built within that Ecoboard standard. It's an initiative that we're proud of, and we're happy to build all of our boards within that standard.
I know at Bloom, we hang our hat on third-party verifications. So with you and the Ecoboard certification, how important is that? And it's one thing for Firewire to say, yeah, our boards are made with bio-based resins, but how important is it for this third party to put their stamp of approval on it?
I mean, it's important because we need someone in the weeds, deeply familiar with the issues at hand, to help us determine what we can do to improve the sustainability merits of our product. The Ecoboard project was founded on, the basis of a life cycle analysis that was done by that third party to determine, the life cycle analysis of a surfboard and what the carbon footprint is and the waste streams, et cetera, et cetera. So it's extremely important, not just because we learn a lot, but because, like many companies, we have limited time and resources. And we couldn't go build like a sustainability department on our own. It just wouldn't be a possibility for a company of our size.
So Chris, you mentioned bioresins and low volatile polymers. Can you walk us through some of these recycled and sustainable materials that are being used in your leashes, in your foam, in your traction pads? Like, how does all that work?
Well, interestingly, Rob's friend has this guy. And this is just a surfboard leash. The material spec of this leash was created by a guy in Sweden. The cord is 20% recycled urethane. The rail saver, which is this part here, is made out of recycled PET. And then the leash cuff is made out of Ulex, which is the same stuff that Patagonia uses in their wetsuit production. Interestingly, just the leash cuff represents an 80% reduction in carbon footprint when compared to a leash cuff made out of more traditional materials. The most important thing though is this thing doesn't break when you fall. Yeah. And that's been a real interesting lesson for me is Rob and I could go make a leash out of lettuce and cucumbers and call it sustainable, but if it breaks, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So if you're going to try to make products that have improved sustainability merits above the status quo, they've got to perform kind of as well, if not better, as products that are already out there in the market.